Before Hollywood turned its back on Blake Lively, before she was branded as a mean girl on outlets everywhere,
Blake Lively continues to be in trouble, you guys. More and more interviews are coming out from the past that don't make her look like the nicest gal in the world.
before people started digging up old interviews of her past, before she was highly criticized, what happened? Blake Lively was Hollywood's sweetheart, loved by so many people and wildly known for her breakout role on Gossip Girl and other amazing films.
But 15 seconds. That's all it takes.
But it seems now people are turning on her, digging up interviews, analyzing her behavior, analyzing her family, her past. I'm gonna walk you through and tell you some of the things that people have brought up. People have been bringing up her style of joking and calling it inappropriate. It has been an absolute PR nightmare for Blake. Throughout this video, I'd love if you guys could weigh in and tell us what your thoughts are. Do you think people are seriously overreacting, or does she deserve all the hate and negativity she's getting?
What does that
5 years
mean?
From salty interviews, her sense of humor, bullying her co-stars, she's also been called challenging to work with. Let's dive in.
Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom!
I'm gonna start with one of the most talked about instances with an interviewer named Kirsty who congratulated Blake on her baby bump. It was already known that Blake was pregnant, but the news was out, and she excitedly said to Blake, "Congrats on your little bump." But for some reason, this offended Blake a lot, where she snapped back and said, "Congrats on your little bump," to Kirsty, who was not pregnant.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
After this, she didn't even look at Kirsty for the rest of the interview until she made a dig at her at the end. Kirsty tried to ask Blake and Parker Posey if they enjoyed wearing the beautiful wardrobe. Instead of answering her question, she turned to Parker and made another dig if people would bother to ask the men about the clothing. Kirsty responded saying she would.
And you know, working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
Another thing about this interview that's really sad, which Blake didn't know at the time, but Kirsty is actually infertile. She cannot get pregnant. So the comment really hurt her, and it's pretty evident in the interview. Again, Blake didn't know this when she made the comment, but it should just be a lesson to all of us to be careful what we say to people. This isn't the first time people have said she's gotten offended at pregnancy questions also. There have been other interviews where she said things that people are calling super questionable. Another reason she's under fire right now, and this one is a bit silly, is because she sells alcoholic beverages. People are calling her fake and a hypocrite because she sells alcoholic beverages, but she doesn't drink herself. She is considered a professional mixologist, so I'm sure she makes really good drinks for people that do drink, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried her drinks. If you have, let me know. People are saying Blake comes from a background of privilege, which is getting even more hate. They say she's insensitive, a nepo baby, she's had help from her parents. There are many interviews of her online getting offended at questions being asked, and then apparently displaying an energy that people are calling mean girl energy, making jokes at other people's expenses, and just being generally rude. I was watching an interview of Blake and America Ferrera where America rolled her eyes, and I heard an interesting take on the subject. Someone said to me, "What if Blake isn't a mean girl? What if she's just super annoying? Could that not be a possibility?" But people have also said she's known for having issues with her co-stars. Justin Baldoni is one of them. She said he made her highly uncomfortable on set with a smooching scene that she felt he prolonged. He also asked how much she weighed because he had to pick her up in a scene, but he has a back injury. Blake felt shamed by this. Anna Kendrick and Blake reportedly had some serious drama on the set of filming A Simple Favor, with multiple sources saying that they did not get along. Anna, in particular, was apparently super competitive with Blake, and they were told to make it look like they liked each other because it was becoming so obvious on press tours that they didn't. Apparently, a lot of annoying things happened on the set of Gossip Girl as well. One of the PAs who worked on the set said that Blake was always intentionally late by 3 to 4 hours at a time. Apparently, some actors will do this, not caring if it delays the production, to make sure they aren't the first person on set. Both Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have been accused of cheating with each other. It's a rumor, it's not proven at all, but during their filming of the movie The Green Lantern in 2011, people said they could sense the chemistry from the screen. In interviews, they were super flirty, always touching each other, and again, great chemistry. But both of them were in relationships at the time. Ryan was in a relationship with Scarlett Johansson, and Blake was in a relationship with Penn Badgley, her co-star from Gossip Girl. They claim that they were buddies for a long time and that they never realized they were in love until both of their relationships were long over. This could absolutely be true. A few sources have said otherwise though. What do you guys think? Thank you so much for watching before they were famous. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We read all of them. I'm your host, Jess, and I hope you have a fabulous day.